Hey, the first thing is, if God already knows what we need before we ask, then what is the purpose of prayer? Well, yes, God does know everything before we ask, but prayer shouldn't always be something like we're always like asking of something from Him. Even though we can ask, and God does know before we ask. But prayer should also just be a conversation with God. We should be giving thanks to Him, thanking the Lord. It's not always just, Lord, give me this, give me that, but like, Lord, thank you for this. Lord, thank you that you've done this. Giving Him praise for the things He has done in our life. But to answer the question, even before, like, He knows before we ask, what's the purpose of it? Well, it's to see if we're being like faithful to Him. It's like He knows we need it, but He's like thinking, is He going to ask me for it? He's waiting for us to take the step of faith to ask Him whether we should or not. Also, the next thing, how should one incorporate prayer into his or her daily life? Well, in today's world, people have reminders on their phone, so they can set a reminder. Or specifically for me, I have on the back of my phone a list of things that I pray for, not asking for, but just like praying, giving thanks, reminding. There are things in there that I ask though. You can pray with somebody. You can have like prayer sessions, have little prayer meetings with people. The next one is do your best to support your ideas with examples and verses. But my idea for a verse is Matthew 26:41, and it says, "Watch and pray so that you'll not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." That's an example of like more than just asking in prayer. Like, we can use prayer to help us, and the Bible to help us fight against temptation. So like the Lord, He knows we're going to be tempted and when we're going to be tempted, but He's waiting for us to ask for His help. And so that's a cool thing right there. And it says, share one specific instance when you prayed and God answered that specific prayer. This is a crazy one, actually. I told the class this in one of our ministry nights, I think last Monday, if I remember correctly. But I was on this trip in Etna, California. It was a leadership camp for 2 weeks. We didn't have phones. We're out in the wilderness, in the mountains, hiking, whitewater rafting, rope courses, all the fun stuff of a camp, and setting groups and dorm rooms and all that fun stuff. But the specific instance when I was praying and it was answered is that the whole time during the camp, they were teaching us, why do we only pray as humans when stuff gets hard? We need to be praying when stuff is easy and hard. And so that's a good revelation for me during the camp. But this specific one, I was on my hammock. I put in between two trees. I had my food. I prepared my food. I was by myself for 24 hours on the side of a mountain, just me and God for 24 hours. They set us in our spot and then left us, and didn't, like, they would check up on us so we were safe, but we were by ourselves. And I'm reading my word. I'm praying. And it's a silly one, but my food, it was like covered in flies. Flies were bothering me. Flies were all over the food. And it was my food for the day, so I was trying to protect it so it doesn't go bad. And I was looking. I was remembering on back when they were teaching us about prayer and the easy and the hard, and there's nothing too small to ask, nothing too small to pray. And so I literally just prayed, Lord, please get these flies away from my food. That was it. And I looked down after I opened my eyes and I saw the flies disperse. They were gone. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And then on that same day, a couple more hours, there was a beehive above me on the tree, which I wasn't allowed to move, so I was stuck there. And the bees kept bothering me. I was scared. I don't like bees. And they would always get in front of me, land on me as I'm reading, distracting me. And then I was like, all right, Lord, get these bees away from me in Jesus' name. And I opened my eyes and I saw them disperse and went back to their hive and didn't touch me ever again. And I was like, whoa, that's actually cool. But yeah, that's the time of my specific prayer. I love prayer. I pray all the time.